Welcoming you back to Crypto's Juiciest News, friends. I know you're all watching because right now we are witnessing crypto do a turbo nuke. But actually, if I show you on like this 6-hour chart, it doesn't look like it. It just looks like a retest of this bottom part. Because right now, Ethereum and everything is nuking. And of course, everyone's like really scared of Black Monday. But let's just go through the stock standard stuff so we're aware of what's going on. Now, Bitcoin, friends, is on its third red monthly candle, which is literally unheard of for a bull market. I mean, the last time I did do this, I want to show you. It did do 3 red monthly candles last time, but dude, it ran up. It did a 500% in the last cycle, all right, to do that. And then if you go to the cycle before, man, in 2017, we never even had more than 1 red in a row. In fact, we didn't even have 3 red until the end of 2018. So after Bitcoin already ran like freaking 20x from the all-time high, pretty much, or 15 to 18x from there, which is quite fascinating just to see. And then if we even go back and we check what did it do beforehand, I mean, like we're literally in, it's something we've never seen before in terms of like being this bad and this slow. And we know that all of this is from the business ISM cycle and everything else. But let's go on through. Let's check out even Ethereum, friends. Ethereum's monthly candle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red monthly candles. My gosh. Look, I know it looks really dog shit, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe by the end of this month, we like just finish up somewhere here and then everyone thinks it's over and then we can continue up. But is that because I'm long and I'm biased and I don't want the 4 years of pain to become the starter of another 4 years of pain? It could be that right now as well. And so what I'm going to do now is we'll show you the weekly chart for Bitcoin. This is, it looks stock standard actually. It on the 21 EMA comes up. This is the weekly chart, right? Green weekly super trend doesn't feel like everyone thinks it feels like a bear market, but man, I'm still going to stick by my guns, friends. I know it looks really dog poop. It looks really dog poop right now, but I don't know, man. Just it feels like bull markets, they die on euphoria, man. What was it? I don't know. I'm not seeing this euphoria. I know I'm not, and people looking as well, maybe you're desensitized to the cycles before. Look, man, I don't think 1 green candle in others BTC is a bull market, okay? Not even think. In the past, you had 5 in a row. Right? So why is this time going to be different? Well, hey guys, you have 1 30-day period to that's your bull market and then you get out. That's not euphoria to me, man. The Bitcoin dominance is still at that critical zone. I think it's actually the Fibonacci level here. So everything is obviously just turbo nuking in real time. And ETH-btc, friends, it's down to 0.02, making new lows once again. Let's check out this, man. What the hell has been going on with this piece of shit? This is, bro, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 green candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 out of the last 11 months for Ethereum have been red. No way. 10 out of 11. And this is after the Ethereum spot ETF. Man, friends, this is just, man, I did say, this is just wild, dude. I remember, you heard me, man, like, many years ago, I said, if they give you the Ethereum spot ETF, sell everything. Don't even look at the price, sell everything. I just never would have imagined they'd do it at $3,000 ETH. I was just like, it's inconceivable. Man, it's funny, man. It's just funny, friends. I get, because I have a price bias. We all have price bias, but I get these like long stuff like, oh yeah, if they do this thing, just get out of it. I always get that part right. Then it happens and I'm like, dude, but we haven't even moved yet, and then it ends up playing out. But it is what it is, right? You're not here to time stuff here, because what if I was wrong and then like the start of the bull market and it actually went up? You know what I mean? So it's just me, you, and Spoonie trying to battle all these soy boy bears all over. But like, man, if you sell early and it goes up, what now? You've wasted 4 years. What are you going to do after that point? I'm going to now show you the others chart as well, friends. Man, this is garbage. It literally just came back towards the top again. Man, what is this chart? Come here, go up, touch the high, come back down. I'm hoping this is a trend. I'm hoping that's a trend of what's happening right now. Once again, hoping and coping. We've never seen a cycle like this. Not even can we even call it a cycle? This is literally just, it feels like a fool for galaxy scam. This is the business ISM, friends. So 29 months in the gutter, literally 29 months. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, it is what it is. What can we do? I'm gonna go down to the short-term charts. I mean, like, we shouldn't even really look at them, but we'll see. Macro friends, I was speaking to you, right? So we go to this shorter-term stuff. So so the VIX is at 45. It's spiked. You have these tariffs all over crypto, everywhere. I'm just saying Black Monday, Black Monday, Black Monday. Everyone's talking about Black Monday, Black Monday. They've really ushered it in. Jimmy Cramer has been speaking about it. Even if I look at Ethereum's price, so I think what's actually happened is this is quite common actually, friends. When someone sniffs that they can try get stops out, they usually just run for it. They start cranking it down just to see what happens. That's where we are sitting on Ethereum right now. That's what the market does. Actually, did this at the bottom of 2022 as well. So see the market, it basically, I know this was FTX, but it comes down and just hunts, and then basically just goes, hey, what happens now? That's pretty much what it does. It goes to these areas just to see, hey, are there a lot of liquidations or anything? I'm going to show you a bit of data a bit later, man. We had like there's record shorts on Ethereum still from the CME, so we got those to cover. So here we have the red emoji out here, Poopy Town. Crypto markets nuke as someone does that low liquidity Fugazi dump leading into the weekend. So the thing is, friends, we know if the weekend move is big, not to trust it, which is actually interesting. There's now going to be a CME gap, which might be actually cool to look at now. If I look at BTC on the CME chart out here, remember, BTC last close at 84,000. Now it's going to go all the way open down. If we go check it out here, let's look at maybe look at a 4-hour chart. It's going to gap down here to whatever, 78, 79 here, whatever it is, right here. So there's going to be a gap there. Look out here. But here's the thing. So yes, the gaps do feel, but like when? That's another thing. When? Like, the gaps, they come back and feel, but does it mean, okay, it's going to come back in a week? Not necessarily. Could make you wait years. The gaps in 2021 that were formed from Bitcoin CME, it took a year and a half, like 18 months for it to come back and fill all the way back down at 17,000. Actually, if you're curious what we could look at, that's exactly what happened. So we had the gap here. Look at this, about 15. So here it is, about, I think, 26. And then there was a gap here, like 17 somewhere. Actually, if you check it, somewhere around here, these gaps was kind of nuts, right? Look at that. So we all thought up here, everyone thought the gap was going to fill here. It didn't. It went back up and then actually came back down and got the gaps out here. So that's just a bit of the wacky nature of crypto and the volatility. Now, just quickly going through some tariff stuff out here, what's happening over the weekend. So everyone's calling for 1987 Black Monday crash. I've made a lot of videos about like everyone. Look, man, just in my opinion, friends, not in my opinion, like when every single person is calling for that super, super, super extreme, you just don't get it. You don't get it. What happens though is people try for it. So the price actually goes down in gaps and then it's like, oh, what are we selling for? Because I thought it was going to be Black Monday, right? And then like, wait, and then people eventually snap out of it, but they don't snap out of it straight away. Okay, that's the thing. It takes it ends up short squeezing. Usually that's what ends up happening. Looking at this now. Looking at Vietnam, friends. Vietnam has offered to remove all tariffs on US imports to avoid President Trump's tariffs. So it's all like tariff. Everyone's now a tariff expert. Just like a few months ago, we were Bitcoin Strategic Reserve experts. Before that, we were political analyst experts. Before that, everyone's just an expert every few months. Whatever the news is. Oh, now you're an inflation expert, and then you're an oil CPI reader expert, or you're an economy reader expert. It's kind of funny how it all works out. So here is the Vietnamese president, Scam Long Dong. He's got a very, very long dong. Looks like a cute little Asian grandpa that you just want to hug. As well, Taiwan, friends, shout out to all the baby dolls in Taiwan over there, have offered zero tariffs and pledges to increase its investment in the US of A to avoid President Pump's tariffs. It's kind of funny. So yes, I did call him President Pump, even though it feels like President Dump right now. And to continue as well, friends, with some White House comments. A market crash was not part of President Pump's plan, White House advisor says. I mean, what do they care? Just words, right? Just words. Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu to meet with President Pump tomorrow to negotiate a new tariff deal. So it was probably seeing all these restructuring of things out here going along the way as well. And then Zimbabwe, friends, our favorites, Zimbabwe to remove all the tariffs on all US imports. Thank you very much, Zimbabwe. Thank you for being the bottom signal we need, baby dolls in Zimbabwe over here. What I'm going to do, friends, I'm going to crank some G. Some Pumpy G, of course. We need some. No! He does look like a cute Asian grandpa, doesn't he? So once again, man, like just you've seen this theme, friends. You've been in markets. You're like, hey, I noticed something. We've all become experts in that new thing that always appears to summarize the colors of candles and stuff out here. Just want to show you some posts out here. What's going on, friends? The more doom charts we see, the better the odds of stock markets have bottoms. And so look at this, friends. We're literally seeing this all over. 1, 2, bang. This is a common S&P 500 chart. So everyone expects Black Monday, Black Monday, Black Monday. Of course, if you don't want to like jinx it and be complacent, like what would you be selling for? You're saying every economy is just gonna stop trading with everyone now? We don't like 80 cents extra on maple syrup. That's pretty much what they'd be saying if they did that. It's kind of nuts out here. The second bounce showed more strength. Just a slower version of the zombie virus. Yeah, I guess. Here's the thing, though, man. Like zombie virus was like this thing that's like got worse and worse. Like it had real fear in terms of like you don't know what the hell's going on. With this, it's humans, man. It's like, hey, Trump, can you like do this or not do this? Like it's a bit, you know what I mean? It's friends. Like if you've been watching your friends, so friends. I've been wearing this bull hat for a while. I've told you, like in markets, whenever you get the big fear dip, and it's like man-made, they're the ones you can buy the dip on. They're like man-made because it's like, oh, a guy did this. Oh, we'll just tell him to stop doing it. There you go. Okay. Now, it's not something, don't just go stand in front of every train, but it's just something like I was looking at these things of history, right? And that's where you'd get these common themes. I'm like, oh, if there's something like a human stuff out here, it always ended up being buy the dip, right? And then the ones that ended up where things just start spiraling out of control, they're the ones that end up being bad. But the thing is, you're living out of the spiraling control in real time. So like something bad happens and they kind of get fixed. And then something worse happens later. And that's pretty much what ends up being in the recessions and stuff. Check this out here, like another one. Soilana gambling bore. The great 2008 recession will repeat into 2025. Banks will fail. Crypto and stock markets will collapse. Next Bitcoin stop, 40K. Odds will make 90% P&L. Here's what you must do. So I'm just seeing this over and over and over again out here as well. Like I haven't seen one single bullish view. That's just, you know. And just to give you an idea, friends, we'll play some angel music. Okay, and yes, you're probably wondering, is there a saint? Of course there is, friends. We've got all the saints helping us during these tough times. Man, I get it, friends. I'm frustrated. I want to give up as well. Like, man, we had one Trump mild green candle. We have 5 in a row. That's not even funny anymore. Like, that's satanic. It's literally satanic. Like, we've been waiting for 4 years, and you can unequivocally say, like, yeah, this cycle has been different. Way, 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 way different. It was the only cycle that went down after the new president came in. The only one. 3 out of 3 times it went up, which is the opposite of doom. Look at this, friends. Friends, there's so much Black Monday. There is literally, you know the Twitter story shared? Yeah, it's literally, Jim Cramer warns of potential Black Monday crash. Like, it's that bad. Jim Cramer's calls for Black Monday. It was a #1 news story on Twitter for finance. Like, that's the thing. And I'm like, wow, man. So he's not just like our meme of the day. He's like everyone's meme. Let me show you this news as well. So actually, friends, before we even go to this news, I'll just go to, so the stock market, just so you guys know, it opens, maybe when you see this, it'll open shortly. I think there's like some daylight saving stuff out here. But what you can do is you can look at the S&P 500 Futures. The futures. Now, the chart I have here is not, this is its cash session, okay? So the S&P 500, I think because it's historical, that's why I have it up here. But what you can do is you can look at, there's other codes out here if you want to look at the S&P 500. I think you type in USSP 500. Maybe this would be the one, just to check the times. Actually, no, what you can do is you just go and have a look at the times out here. I know, and that's might be actually it. This is what we're looking at right now. So having a look at this now, this is what it looks like. But if I remember, so it's down like 18%. That's why, so what's actually happening is you're curious, like what's happening? So because the stock market's weak, friends, so let's look at this daily candle, right? The stock market, let's just look at the daily, keep it clean. The stock market's done this candle, yeah? It's done this. So crypto guys, whether they're just like a normal fund, normal holder, or a predator, okay? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, the market is the market. People see this candle, right? And then what actually has happened is everyone noticed over the weekend, no one sold. Yeah, no one sold crypto. Like it was like sitting up here. It was at 82, 83, remember? It was sitting up here, and now everyone's like, oh, wait a minute, like no one's sold. But now that you're approaching the futures open for the S&P 500, I guess what people have started to do is what they do. They go, you know what? It could be a Black Monday. I'm really scared. So what I'll do is let's just sell a big part of our position now, and they'll probably have a condition. They go, okay, if the S&P 500 finishes up at the end of its cash session, which is in about 24 hours, if it finishes up, let's just get back into our crypto position. You see? So they hit first and they think later. And that's actually what's been happening, right? That's what you can see occurring now. So that's why even when you go down, like if I just show you like a little 3-minute chart, doesn't it look like that's it, friends? Like even like a 5-minute, you can just see people just coming, like just walk it out. And then everyone's thinking the same thing. Gets out. And so they don't care what this position of anything is doing now. Because, you know, it's the fee. That's why these people with big positions, that's pretty much how they move. And so that's why the markets are chaotic. So you have people just going, you know, like, I'm scared that there's other bigger guys who are going to wake up later and they're going to like freak out at what the stock market might do. So I'm just going to hit first. And that's why crypto has like this, it has this front running mechanism. People just hit these things first. So that's why as well sometimes you get fooled a bit, not really a bit. It's like, it's so volatile. Like stock market goes and then you don't even move. And you're like, oh wait, we're strong. But then someone waits and like, oh man, like the stock market still hasn't reversed yet. And it's been 12 hours or 24 hours. It still hasn't reversed. So I better just get out now just in case, you know? And then obviously with all them, friends, obviously 90% of people lose then over time. They underperform holding, but they don't give a crap because a lot of these people as well, they're not even trading their own money. They're trading other people's money. So when you're trading other people's money, you're just getting like the Christmas bonus and you're getting like the commission and stuff out here. It changes the game a lot, doesn't it? It's not about whether or not you're just holding spot. You don't have to worry because these people, they get phone calls. They have to deal with like, oh, you know, why didn't you get out at this period of time when you had it, right? So they're having different conversations than like you and me. I'm just waking up every day making juicy news out here and just saying, well, another red monthly candle. You know, it's like it's just a totally different game they're playing. Now, I just want to show you as well what's been going on. They've been net selling Ethereum for 15 months in a row, man. Look at this, just net selling. Like this is since like January 2024. Even the start of the Bitcoin halving year, man. It's bullish selling. That's gold. So thank you very much, Mr. TXS Steyr as well. It's kind of funny. But yeah, that's just like wild, man. They've just been going on and on and on and on forever. This is a poll from Randy Boo. What will happen when futures open? Black Monday rally. Man, 58% Black Monday. Damn it. Like it's like a perfect example of like, I don't know what happens, okay? It could be Black Monday, okay? It could be, but it really is a perfect example of prices going down and everyone getting bearish. That's why I don't think it's over, man. That's why, friends, I generally don't think it's over. Like, everyone's calling for Black Monday here. Man, the thing's dropped like 18%, right? Think about it, right? Like it's stock standard. Like, do you like to buy dips or sell dips? Oh man, but then everyone's like, this time is different. Trump, the policies aren't going to reverse, and the stock market could have a Black Monday, and like it's just the same story over and over again. ETH-btc as well, friends. Kind of shocking, man. ETH-btc goes to below 0.02 now. After all these, it literally ticked under 0.02. Man, just keeps going down. Look at this daily candle as well. Hopefully it's doing the like. Hopefully, is there any hope for this? At least they just keep going. Literally, turbo nuke to zero. I don't even know if you can draw a candle green enough for this thing to like reverse up. It has to do the most epic V reversal of all time, and like we know everyone's short. That's the thing, friends. Like we know. There are a lot of people short. I mean, look, friends, even blockchain batter, he doesn't even call for bottoms, but he's just like, he's going, this ETH-btc, what do you think? The bottom comes all the way down comes here and like trades under this wick as well. But like, you know, man, we've been calling it, who cares, dude? But like, it's so far bad. Like, it was like, this is heartbreaking, man. This is, man, just, it doesn't make you like, you don't even want to be in crypto in this freaking scam industry. Just seeing, dude, you were 0.056 on the ETH-btc on the spot of the ETF. And that was a terrible number, by the way. That was still cheap. It should have been double that number. On the Ethereum spot ETF, you were 0.056. And now this thing once again drops again from that point, making new low at 65% after the spot ETF. Ah, well, what can you do, man? Just got to keep on believing, keep on praying. That's why I've even mentioned here now, really no glory in being bullish Ethereum now. We've been bullish for 4 years. All it's done is bleed down in pain. This is like just nothing you can do, man. What can you do? Just watching this thing fucking turbo nuke to zero. Look, man. Remember, friends, you remember what I say? What I say a month ago? I said, I'm scared Ethereum, we think it's being scammed, but it's front running a recession. I was saying that. Now, how far do we take that statement? I don't know. But it looks weird now. It's just front running turbo nuclear stocks. It is a bit wild. Look, friends, this is what tilts me. Look at the supply. This chart, okay, this is Ethereum's price up here, and the one going down, this is the supply on exchanges of Ethereum. The supply, friends, just like the supply is so low of this thing on exchanges. So normally it's meant to be like bullish because it's like meant to show you like Ethereum on exchanges, it's they're not being kept there. You know, the people are taking it, withdrawing it, because usually on exchanges there's a lot of trading activity volume. Usually if they're on there to sell and distribute over time. It was even funny, like it even drops down to 1,500 even after this. Here we have Iceman with Ben Copen. Not saying it's going to 500. Oh yeah, so Ethereum going home. So I guess he was right when it comes to this. But yeah, friends, like just here's the thing. For the past 4 years, everybody who just said crypto is a scam has been right. It doesn't even matter what your bearish target is. Just keep staying short. The past 4 years in a row, because this thing never's gone up after 48 months. Everything's still bleeding, still going down. So what are you going to do from here, though? You're going to keep betting on it going down? Like if you're playing for a future, that's worse than today, okay, you click sell. I'm not, though. I think things will eventually turn around. I don't know when. I hope soon. We'll see. It is painful to see as well. Ethereum, 5 red monthly candles in a row. Ah, man. I've got a feeling this one's going to finish green. I've got a feeling. What I'm now going to do is, friends, I'm going to show you. Do you remember we're looking at the global liquidity fractal cope, which was right here? Here it is. So do you remember we had the two offsets? Remember, friends? Remember I just showed you this, it was like a 76-day one. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to, remember we looked at it. We're like, look, technically it could be it. But I go, I'm not going to stay on that. I'm going to go, let's just assume the worst case. That's exactly where we are now. Which would imply we are pooping around all of April and hopefully up only for 2 months after that. Because there's a delay. This is obviously global liquidity. When they print money, that's what they do. They end up obviously just like, yes, printing the currency. It ended up taking a while to seep into the economy. Here is Bitcoin out here. Everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen. That's what they do, friends. Hit fast. There is a CME gap, but like no one gives a crap about the CME gap. They're always like, when you're in these fear moments, you're just pretty much, they're watching Big Daddy stock market just to see what it will do. I remember from my coverage as well, on the Black Monday, the actual Black Monday, what I did was, friends, so on the Asia session, so let's say this is interesting, right? The Asia session, it gaps lower, so it scares everyone, and then it actually just ends up going up. So that's just interesting, right? So that's always Asia session. It's like the Jeet session where everyone's, because what happens is on the close of the day or the week, all the liquidity in the books they pull. Yeah. So then when it reopens on the futures in the overnight session, there's nothing to hedge with. So it's a thinner book. There are people trading, but it's much thinner volume. That's why these things, they can do like erratic move. That's why it can gap down, you know, maybe because Bitcoin's down or something, just to see what happens out here. Yeah, it could do something like that, down another 2% just because Bitcoin's down. That's maybe what happens, and it does something like that. So yeah, it's just, but the conclusion of everything, you have to wait until the stock market cash session. What does it do? You know, do the sellers run out? Do people? And it's going to be mysteriously timed with some tariff things like, oh, people coming back to the table. You know what I mean? So it's almost like crypto all over again. It's just that in crypto, we're used to the extreme volatility because it's like men with suits and ladies with suits and briefcases, and they're going on big airplanes and they meet together and they go, oh, we definitely want these things to go up and stuff. So in crypto, we don't have that. In crypto, it's wild, wild west. It goes, yeehaw, everybody. Let's burn this thing to the ground. That's the type of attitude everyone has out here. So it doesn't really instill that much confidence, but also it really trains you for the volatility and makes you hardened. And remember, friends, talking about all these tariff things out here, that's what might happen. Like the price action might bottom out and like sellers run out, might. And then as it starts to recover a bit, you probably just see like these phone calls being made to the president in the news. Like, oh, like Scam Long Dong. Here he is, Vietnamese president Scam Long Dong. Welcome to the revolution, sir. I was wrong about you. Like they might say, oh, you know what, Mr. Trump, we are going to renegotiate with you. You know, we do agree with things need to change. That's okay. You know what I mean? We do appreciate America. That might be what the tone happens. And then like, once again, retailers will be buying the tip of that daily candle and stuff out here if they're basically going to be waiting for news like that. So it's literally just crypto all over again, except instead of like our news and someone's Twitter feed and like, you know, everyone else doing their own news, it's like, you know, it's Bloomberg and Fox News and all that shebang. Now, of course, altcoins during this time, friends, it's a macro correlation play. So like Ethereum is down 10%. So it's no surprise. Everything in PulseChain is also down 10%. They're literally just liquidity linking and everything out here. Like that's what happens. Like Ethereum's, they're all bonded, right? Ethereum goes down 10%. They all go down 10%. It's really strange, man. Like once again, these things just go down and down and down and down. We did get that inverted yield curve, didn't we? The inverted yield curve came back uninverted. Now we pay for our sins. I'm wondering if it's a fake out. I'm wondering what the US Fed's going to do. I've seen Ivan and other people come out and they're just basically yelling for Fed power to come out and throw things out around. Just seeing, let's say Ivan, what's Ivan tweeting out here? Looks like the Bank of Japan will be first on the bailout watch. Interesting. So I wonder what, maybe they're talking about the yen or something out here. Here we have Arthur Hayes. Volatility is back, baby. I love this poop. Going to be a fun week. Here we have Johnny, 79K, finally swept. If this holds and Monday opens green, then we can start building a case for the low being in. We've been expecting this for some time. Don't fold here. Very interesting times out here. Ivan, alarm. Black Monday fears all-time high. I love you, bro. That's just funny. Just checking out here. Everyone's got... So it's kind of funny, friends. I like checking people in multiple different time zones because like, they can't sleep. Nobody can sleep. What's happening? Here we have Cozy. In my opinion, it's very unlikely we get a Black Monday. People calling for stocks to go straight down. I don't agree. I think stocks will bounce. We make the obvious move to 90K on Bitcoin. Not sure when we go after that, 90K. Here we have Uncle Bobby Lucas. I think we are well past the don't worry, tariffs can and will be changed and negotiated, and we go straight up argument. Tariffs are only part of the issue. It's the uncertainty and lack of finality in their application, plus the weaponizing of them that hits confidence the hardest. Now, friends, this is Colin as well. So remember, we went through that global liquidity injection thing. And that's what we do. We play around with these the correlations, and we like try to use the conservative one out here, just so we know what to expect. It's kind of man, it's just weird how these things just like follows exactly the same. Like we had the little double bottom thing and come back down here and screw around, and liquidity injection has come up. This time delay. The mini rally starts at fails. It'll be interesting to see what happens on Monday. So as you can see, friends, everyone's waiting, and that's what it comes down to. That stock market session. Is there going to be like a big gap and everything roll over, or stock's going to, you know, end up basically showing some kindness out here to everyone, and then we'll see what happens. That CME gap is still big, right? That's the probably interesting to think about all the short positions and everyone that would have just like smacked it, because what you know what they're playing for, right? They're playing for a weaker S&P 500. So if that stops going down, you know what they have to do. Pretty much got to cover everything, and then I guess we've got to figure out how we work our way through April. Now, I've got the total crypto market cap, friends. It's so disappointing, bro. This is a 2-week chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-week periods of red. My gosh, what the hell is this? But it is what it is, right? It's always the same thing. Makes you wonder, though, friends. A lot of people calling for a recession. Look, I know, friends. People smarter than me, way more wealthier. I'll never have their wealth. Okay, I'll never be as smart as them. I'm just looking at this chart and I'm like, look, man, business ISM, we never went above 50 and held it, bro. We're on month 29. You know what I mean? Like, we're in month 29. You know, we didn't even go to 52. You know, like, honestly, if we went to like 55 and came back down, okay, I'm scared. Maybe that was like the worst cycle of all time. But like, we never even got off here, you know? And like, if you're looking at the past, okay, these periods of time, they always swoop up above. Notice how they swoop up above the green? They swoop up above the green. That's the business cycle coming into effect. So there might be a silver lining in this, okay? How silver is this lining? It could be that we had to pretty much hold around here, took a bit longer, but it was worth it at the end. That's what it could be. It could be that it just unlocks higher prices. That's another thing as well. You can't really see this from the charts as well if you go check it out here. Like, you're like, what? Unlocking what higher prices? And what does that mean? Does that mean 250K BTC end of year? I don't know. We stick to the fundamentals though. That's why maybe it's up 10, man. Like you probably have no dry powder left. Most people don't. But like, you got to think about it, friends. I'm most of my conversations now with people is everyone saying it's over, and me saying I don't think it's over. Right? That's literally most of the conversations. Like, just I've had this epiphany. Like, man, like I'm having this conversation where like everyone's is over, and I'm trying to show them, no, it's not. That's not normal. That's not normal for a top. A top is not comprised of 60% of people saying a Black Monday crash is coming. Jim Cramer saying minus 30% coming. When I was 22%, it's all over. And a few of us be like, I don't think it's over. That's not the top, man. It's not the top. Tops are, emotionally, friends, tops are, they're like basically goes up and everyone's like, not only do I not want it to go down, I need it to go up. I need it to not go down. Not just want, I actually need it. Because I just took my savings. I've been saving up for multiple years. I want to buy a house. I put 150K in a BTC. I need a quick 2 or 3x. I can get my deposit back and go buy a house like that. That's tops. That's tops. When they're all in, that's that price. You haven't seen anything like that, dude. Friends, what have we seen in crypto? We've seen Solana, LA Vape Cabal people gambling on meme coin speculation poop, JPEGs. That's what we've seen. You know? Yeah, it was very loud. But like, just to prove it to you, okay? So crypto Twitter's not everything, friends. Case in point, XRP. Yeah? Was crypto Twitter, was Ansem talking about XRP? No. Was Morad talking about XRP? No. What did XRP do? Embarrassed everybody. There you go, fast 6x. If you were just a believer in that, sweet, you've murdered everyone. Literally murdered. You got a fast 6 to 7x. Even murdered Ethereum. You see what I mean? There's different dynamics at play here. And I just doesn't feel like it to me. I mean, feel like I'm just using the evidence. We used ISM. We used all this stuff. And even when we look at, say, the macro stuff everyone's looking at, remember, friends, the Dixie this is just, man, you got to think about it, man. Isn't it a bit wild, like, for months? But I've been literally telling you, okay, Trump wants lower Dixie, lower oil, lower interest rates. Yeah. We are seeing lower Dixie, and then we are also seeing lower oil, which is right here. There you go. Lower oil. And then we're also seeing lower interest rates, friends. We are. Look at this. The US 2-year. Look at this. When Trump got in, the rates were the 2-year forward rate. No, so this is the that's a 20-year bond. Pardon my French, friends. Very, very racist there. Yeah, we're at 4.25%. The 2-year rate, friends, is down to 3 points. It's pricing like 3 cuts. It's happening. It's literally happening. Now, when these things happen, don't think like, oh, they go down and the market just goes up. No, it's not like that. The market has like these periods of just where it gets bonked and it's uncertain, doesn't know how things are going to go out and play around out here, and then fear erupts. But if you were a macro player, you would just stay long and strong. That's pretty much it. I know it sounds like so stupid, bro. Especially when you see these VIX going up here. It's wild. You see these VIX just literally spiking up to 45. Man, these are big numbers, man. This is literally, look at these friends. It's literally, the VIX is not in this area often. Look how infrequent it is. By the way, this is now 2009. This is a weekly chart, you know. When it comes up here, my gosh, man. There's Japan, Pokemon Island actually went higher. The VIX up here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you think about it, friends. That's 8 times in 17 years. So it's like it's literally a 1 in every 2 year event. Once every 1 year, once every 2 years. This type of thing. So I know, man. I know, friends. I sound so retarded saying this. It's just like this might be the buy the dip of the year, and just goes. But I know the words keep coming in my mouth. I don't want to say them because it just sounds so stupid. But maybe that's the sign. Like this might literally be the buy the dip. This is the thing that when we get out of here, you're all going to get trapped later because now you think it's all working. Now you're immune from the cycles because whatever problem it is, it's fixed. That might be what happens. Friends, didn't I tell you S&P 500, it just does, didn't I tell you it just does stuff like that? It just finds a low, stabs it down, doesn't give a crap, closes under here, probably even gaps down here, who knows, and just starts making its way up. You know what's interesting as well here? You already know you're all screwed up here if we go back up there. They're all finished because this was the man-made thing, and then this will be like everybody celebrating Trump. So, but the market doesn't have to get there, right? You know what to do now, friends. I guess what's everyone going to be saying? Watch the next 24 hours. Like, bro, you in crypto, dude. We watch every 24 seconds. You understand? Everyone's checking their phone and portfolio like 19,000 times a day. Everyone's checking the prices so many times a day. So I'm going to be here every single step. Don't forget, he loves you, friends. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.